be seated. Thank you all very much. Good afternoon and welcome to the White House. Laura and I are honored to welcome our recipients and family members and friends to the People's House. As we honor today's Presidential Medal of Freedom winners, I want to acknowledge the presence of our great Secretary of State, Colin Powell, and his wife, Alma. The Secretary Secretary Powell has won the Presidential Medal of Freedom twice, once with distinction. I'm not sure what happened the other time. The Presidential Medal of Freedom is the highest civil honor our nation can bestow, and we award it today to 12 outstanding individuals. The men and women we honor span the spectrum of achievement. Some are fighters, others are healers. All have left an enduring legacy of hope and courage and achievement. Hank Aaron overcame poverty and racism to become one of the most accomplished baseball players of all time. When I was in the ballpark, he said, I felt like I was surrounded by angels and I had God's hand on my shoulder. By steadily pursuing his calling in the face of unreasoning hatred, Hank Aaron has proven himself a great human being as well as a great athlete. Bill Cosby is a gifted comedian who has used the power of laughter to heal wounds and to build bridges. I don't think you can bring the races together by joking about the differences between them, he said. I'd rather talk about the similarities, about what's universal in their experiences. By focusing on our common humanity, Bill Cosby is helping to create a truly united America. Placido Domingo has performed in more roles than any other tenor in the history of opera. His boundless admiration for the composers of the great operatic music makes him push himself to the limit. They spend years creating operas, Placido has said. Lots of suffering and lots of sweating. Well, by suffering and sweating himself, Placido Domingo is making sure that the great music of the past will continue to delight opera lovers the world over. A week after September the 11th, Peter Drucker sent a letter to his friends and associates urging them not to abandon daily life and civil society. That's exactly what the terrorist wants, he said. Peter Drucker has devoted his life to strengthening civil society. His determination to help our nonprofit and faith-based institutions carry out their desperately needed missions more effectively has made him one of the greatest management experts of our time. Katharine Graham was a forceful, courageous, and deeply principled newspaper publisher. She described herself as someone who suffered from a sense of inferiority, but who was forced to become a leader after her husband's death. What I essentially did, she wrote, was to put one foot in front of the other, shut my eyes, and step off the edge. Under her brilliant guidance, the Washington Post has become one of America's most powerful newspapers. Katharine Graham will always be remembered for her determined pursuit of journalistic excellence. D.A. Henderson is a great general in mankind's war against disease. From 1966 to 1977, he led the World Health Organization's global smallpox eradication campaign. Today, he is helping protect America from the threat of bioterrorism. We need to plan, not panic, says this master medical planner. Our nation is fortunate to be able to draw on D.A. Henderson's great store of wisdom and experience as we work to lift the dark threat of terrorism from the nation and our world. Irving Kristol is a wide-ranging thinker whose writings have helped transform America's political landscape. As young men, he and his fellow student radicals in City College's Alcove No. 1 devoted themselves to solving the ultimate problems of the human race. Today, Irving Kristol is still grappling with ultimate problems and in thinking them through, he has vastly enlarged the conservative vision. Shortly after he arrived on South Africa's Robben Island to begin serving his prison sentence for resisting apartheid, Nelson Mandela refused an order to jog from the harbor to the prison gate. When a prison warden threatened to kill him, here's what he said: "If you so much as lay a hand on me, I will take you to the highest court in the land, and when I finish with you, you'll be as poor as a church mouse." The warden backed off, and so eventually did other more powerful representatives of apartheid, all of whom were humbled by Mandela's immense moral authority. It is this moral stature that has made Nelson Mandela perhaps the most revered statesman of our time. Gordon Moore is a great businessman and innovator. His interest in science was sparked by a chemistry set when he was a boy. With the chemistry set, he recalls, I had to get a good explosion at the end, or I wasn't happy. In the worlds of business, science, and philanthropy, Gordon Moore has been setting off explosives ever since. And the ripple effects of his explosive genius have helped create our age of information. Nancy Reagan has devoted herself to her family and her country. As First Lady of California, she spoke out eloquently on behalf of POWs and American servicemen missing in action. As First Lady of the United States, she has led an anti-drug campaign. She led an anti-drug campaign that helped reduce teenage drug abuse. Today, we honor Nancy Reagan for her eloquent example of loyalty and courage and abiding love. Fred Rogers has proven that television can soothe the soul and nurture the spirit and teach the very young. The whole idea, says the beloved host of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, is to look at the television camera and present as much love as you possibly could to a person who needs it. This message of unconditional love has won Fred Rogers a very special place in the heart of a lot of moms and dads all across America. A.M. Rosenthal's calling is journalism. His passion is human rights. When I come out for human rights, he says, I'm not talking in the abstract. I know that if I lived in a dictatorship, I would be in jail very quickly. A.M. Rosenthal's outspoken defense of persecuted Christians in Asia, Africa, and the Middle East have truly made him his brother's keeper. Each of these men and women has enriched the life of America and the world, and we're honored to have them with us here today. And now the military aide will call each of the winners forward and read their citations.
Henry Hank Aaron. Hank Aaron's commitment to excellence in sports and in life has inspired generations of Americans. Driven by a desire to be the best, Hank Aaron overcame barriers of racism to achieve a remarkable record of success in professional baseball. His contributions to baseball, both on and off the field, and to our country, teach us the power of a determined heart and remind us that every person deserves the freedom to reach his or her potential. The United States honors one of America's baseball greats who embodies the true spirit of our nation. William Henry Cosby, Jr. As a gifted comedian, actor, and author, Bill Cosby has entertained millions around the world with his wit, creativity, and warmth. As the first African American to star in a dramatic television series, he helped open doors for succeeding generations of outstanding black artists while serving as an inspiration to all. From television to film, from stand-up comedy to best-selling books, Bill Cosby's good-natured humor has always appealed to our common humanity, helping to bring people together through laughter. The United States proudly honors this truly outstanding American. Placido Domingo. For over 40 years, Placido Domingo has delighted audiences, and he has become one of the most decorated and honored artists of our time. As an opera singer, conductor, artistic director, mentor, and administrator, Placido Domingo has set a standard of excellence, inspiring millions of people around the world. His remarkable achievements in opera, concert music, education, and philanthropy reflect an enduring dedication to aesthetic beauty and community enrichment. The United States honors his extraordinary contributions to our nation. Peter Ferdinand Drucker. Renowned as a brilliant writer, teacher, and consultant, Peter Drucker for decades has been a champion for concepts such as privatization and management by objective. His innovative thinking and groundbreaking insights have helped many business, government, and nonprofit organizations to succeed. His current efforts include advising churches and other faith-based organizations. Peter Drucker's prolific writings have greatly benefited our nation and significantly influenced the shape of our society and the modern business world. The United States honors his extraordinary accomplishments. Katharine Graham. As publisher of an internationally acclaimed and widely respected newspaper, Katharine Graham dedicated her life to the freedom and integrity of the press and the betterment of her country and community. A decisive leader and role model, she successfully guided the Washington Post to its position of journalistic excellence. Her perseverance through adversity, her commitment to a free press, and her warm and gracious spirit have left an inspiring legacy to her family, to her profession, and to the nation. The United States honors the extraordinary life of this distinguished American. Donald A. Henderson. Donald A. Henderson's outstanding contributions to science, medicine, and humanity have helped end the threat of one of history's greatest killers, smallpox. His work with the World Health Organization on the worldwide eradication of smallpox and his important efforts to initiate the World Health Organization's global immunization program have helped save countless lives. Donald Henderson's extraordinary commitment to the well-being of others reflects the best of the American spirit and exemplifies his leadership and compassion. The United States honors this great scientist, public servant, and humanitarian. Irving Kristol. A towering intellectual leader for more than 50 years, Irving Kristol has helped shape American social thought. Noted as a brilliant writer of remarkable insight and great wit, he profoundly improved public discourse on the ideas he championed. Always original, provocative, and practical, Irving Kristol transformed political debate on every subject he approached, from economics to religion, from social welfare to foreign policy. America honors this fearless thinker, teacher, path-breaking editor, and master essayist. Nelson R. Mandela. Long ago, Nelson Mandela committed his life to the principles of freedom and opportunity for all. His powerful and enduring struggle to end apartheid inspired people around the world to recognize and resist oppression. After being granted his freedom, he became the first democratically elected state president of South Africa. President Mandela remains today a beacon of hope for the oppressed and a symbol of triumph for those who love freedom, peace, and equality. The United States honors Nelson Mandela for his profound achievements as a statesman, teacher, and leader. Gordon E. Moore. Gordon Moore's trailblazing technological contributions changed our nation and the world. His leadership in transistor and microchip innovations helped create an industry and transformed modern society. His prediction of the increase in power and decrease in cost of the silicon chip drove advancements in the computer industry. His vision and his tireless efforts helped revolutionize computer technology and change the way we work, communicate, and learn. The world has been changed irrevocably for the better by Gordon Moore and the information revolution he helped inspire. The United States honors him for his dedication to technology, philanthropy, and conservation. Nancy Reagan. Nancy Reagan has dedicated her life to family and nation. As First Lady, she campaigned for the Drug-Free Youth Initiative, helped greatly in the success of the Foster Grandparent Program, and served as a strong advocate for the arts. The remarkable and enduring love shared by President Reagan and Nancy Reagan is a lasting example of the blessing of a marriage partnership founded on commitment and self-sacrifice. A great source of strength for her husband and an inspiration to countless Americans, the United States honors this beloved First Lady for her service and many contributions to our country. Fred McFeely Rogers. Fred Rogers has entertained and educated children for more than 30 years through his extraordinary public television program, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. His program helps children understand caring, safety, and respect for others, and his legendary commitment to young people has been an enriching part of American life. The United States honors Fred Rogers for his dedication to the well-being of children, his faith, his family, and his community, and for a career that demonstrates the importance of kindness, compassion, and learning. A.M. Rosenthal. As a reporter, columnist, and managing editor of the New York Times, A.M. Rosenthal has dedicated his life to the pursuit and publication of truth and to preserving freedom of speech. During the civil rights struggles of the 1960s, he helped teach America the wrong in remaining silent, and he has tirelessly worked to protect religious minorities from persecution around the world. Through his writings, he continues to educate and enlighten countless readers. The United States honors A.M. Rosenthal for his dedication to excellence and freedom.
Again, I want to thank you all for coming to honor such remarkable men and women. The Presidential Medal of Freedom, established by President Kennedy in 1963, recognizes individuals who have made an especially meritorious contribution to the security or national interests of the United States, or to world peace, or to cultural or other significant public or private endeavors. I'm sure you'll agree that today's Presidential Medal of Freedom recipients richly deserve their honor. And now Laura and I would like to invite you all to join us for a reception in honor of today's distinguished Presidential Medal of Freedom recipients in the room back here in the back. May God bless our recipients, and may God bless you all.